Hey there, everyone. We're here on Rocktopia, and I thought we would hate on some haters. Normally, the haters hate on you. Today, we get to hate on them. That's the name of the quest here. We're gonna kill these haters. You see a couple of these green dots. They're really popular for swunting, in which you sweat the mob and then kill it. We're not gonna do that today. Although I am a big fan of that, especially with these guys. I've actually got a pretty big global up these guys while swunting one day. But today, we are just going to We're we're just gonna kill them. We have to kill 1,000 at some point, and so let's see how many we can get through today. And these haters have 300 hit points. That's what makes them nice for sweating or swunting, is they have 300 hit points, but they only hit for like 3 damage. And you see I'm not wearing any armor right now. I'm 2 damage, 1.8, 1.2. So they hit super weak and have a whole lot of hit points, which makes them the ideal sweating mob. And so a lot of people will sweat them because 300 sweat, I don't know, it's 1.4 per K right now, I think. Um, and so every 100 is 14 peck. So you get about almost half a ped in sweat value, with some generous rounding, of course, there. And then you get the loot. And it takes about a ped to kill one of these, give or take, depending on your setup. And so it can kind of make the difference between you being at that 90% slight loss or the slight gain, because sweat trade terminal value is really low, and so it doesn't account against your loot in the same capacity that other stuff would. But you see, like that one, 80 pack, like that would be a slight loss normally, but if you would have gathered the sweat from him, you would be at a slight positive on that one. Same with that one. And so that's why um, Swunters break even more often than hunters do. Most hunts are at a loss, and then you have to make up the difference on the trade terminal value, in which most things don't drop enough trade terminal value, even of the markup stuff, for most people to get that 10% back. But that was a nice little one. Couple ped there. And these guys drop a little bit of a variety of loot. CDs, flasks, uh, records, muscle oil. The other thing that's kind of neat about up here. Oh, I wonder what's damaged on it. Ah, my laser sights are damaged. That's alright. We'll have to fix those at some point. Is that there's a storage terminal right there. So if we see our item counts get a little high, if we need to, we can just drop down here and throw some stuff into storage. Oop, wrong button. That's my storage. I need my actual gun. There we go. And so that's pretty epic for the swunter. You can literally just stay up here, and anytime you collect enough sweat that it's weighing you down, you can just go over there and drop it off. Oh, that was a nice little hit too. I mean, nothing crazy, couple ped, but since it only takes a round up head to kill them, it's always nice. And this area is nice because it's only haters right here. It's like a 6 or 7 spawn. Oh, that was a nice hit there too. Um, and you can either pull them back here, and that's what that green dot, uh, which is a player, he literally pulled him down through this alley and is swatting him on the back fence line there. I think there's 2 of them doing that there, it looks like. And so we'll try to be courteous when they kill theirs and try to come for another one. We'll pause shooting everything for a second so they can pull one out. So it doesn't hurt us to be nice. In fact, the world would probably be a little bit of a better place if everyone was a little nicer. The world would be nicer if people were a little more courteous too, just in general, right? More courteous, more kind equals better world typically. You know, but since we're killing so much, I think I'm gonna take a skill pill and hope that we can get some looter skill boosts a little bit. But we'll see how it works. I thought that was a hater hanging out behind me. I wonder if it's just one spawn down there and the rest down here, or... So I'm gonna put this guy down and see if he respawns behind us here in a little bit. But these are nice, especially right now. This hating on haters quest gives evade, I think, on the 5,000 one. but it might be the 10,000. At some point, it gives evade. I don't want to be quoted on saying which one is which because I don't actually remember. Um, but it typically gives some reasonable skills because, like I said, you spend about one pet in ammo to kill each one, give or take. But at one point, they pay off with the evade skill, which you basically can't ever have enough of, in my opinion. Right? Sorry, I dodged too often. Said no one ever. And it did respawn behind us. And so it does look like it's a big grouping down here and maybe one down there. Or the two they pulled actually spawned down there. I'm not sure. But we'll experiment a little bit. They'll kill him at some point. Takes about an hour, hour and 15 minutes to sweat one down solo. Assuming they're not using a sync chip or something of that effect. Otherwise, they could probably get it down to about 45 minutes, is what I was doing, I think, when I was spending a lot of time here sweating on Rocktopia. And also, you can tell they respawn very quickly here. And so you're not going to run out. There could probably be someone on the other side shooting also, and we would probably still not run out. Although that's a nice little mini hit, like 3 penish, 3.5. Yeah, for sure not going to run out of mobs here. They give reasonable skills because they're level 4. Um, Defensively, anyway. And they don't hit hard. I mean, I wouldn't want to be skilling my evade up and be like, I'm getting real far just letting these guys hit me, but you will get some skill while you're doing that, outside of the big reward at the end. And so when they codex these guys, it's going to be epic, especially for these guys that swant. Um, so finally, there'll be another kill mission for them that they'll slowly get to work through. They'll get attribute use for um, that sort of stuff as well. I think that person's using the storage terminal. I was just checking to make sure they didn't ask me to kill it or something. So we'll step forward so we don't accidentally target their mob. Well, sometimes they run around weird pathing, I suppose. I don't know why it wanted to swing behind me like that, but yeah, this is definitely a no armor mob hunt. Even if you're low evade skill, you probably won't need armor or to heal, really. If you're sweating it, you might need to heal a little bit. If your evade skill's really low, or you don't have a regeneration ring. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite mobs to swant. Not my most favorite though. That still belongs to the gerbils of Tolan. Sorry, tabs of Tolan. Um, I've always heard them referred to as gerbils though. Um, even when I went there before the new owners acquired it. And the reason is they drop those hides, which are high markup hides, and then the only extractor they drop are basic leather extractors, which have like 180, 200% markup. And so most of what they drop is high markup stuff. And that fluctuates. They added the rotten tab teeth in there and some other stuff to, but I still get a lot of extractors there. So they're still one of my favorite things to swat, especially when I'm on Tolan. Here, this is my favorite mob, followed by probably those forum trolls, the ones with the blue hair. I think it is. Like the green hair have 50 hit points, I think it is, and the blue hair have 200. But there's not a kill quest for them, so these are my favorite because we get to work through and get extra skill. But we have a regeneration ring. Oh, I got a little tongue tied there for a quick second. Let's find it. It'll be in the apparel section. It is this one. Really cheap one. We pulled it out of one of the normal stronghold boxes at some point. So it's 30% regeneration boost. And that's all I needed to be able to swant these guys with, I think it was a level 10 evader at that point. Um, which can still take a second to get up to. But I don't know at what point you would stop needing to heal after each one or um, basically not heal at all. At what point you can just like go one to the next to the next. Yeah, this is one of the most relaxing things you can probably hunt on this planet because there's no chance that it will ever really kill you, unless you get like two or three on you and you forgot that you were hunting and went down to the store. Maybe. We're playing too much and you took a nap at your keyboard. Like these are the only ways these things are able to kill you. Is if you're not really at the keyboard for an extended period of time, not just I ran into the kitchen to grab a soda pop or a cup of coffee. Like it's like I went and cooked a four-course meal and sat down and ate it. But I digress. The other thing is because these things do take about a pet to hit or to kill, they have the ability to global pretty well. And I don't remember, but I think it was a 200 pet global at one point um, that I hit on these guys, but it might have only been a 100. So I don't want to misspeak. We'll call it a 100 for now. Um, and maybe it was bigger. I don't want this to be like a fishing story where you really caught like a 9-inch fish and all of a sudden you're telling it like it's a 3 foot and out of the Pacific Ocean, and yet the creek isn't even big enough to fit a fish that size. I don't need it to be a tall fishing tail. We'll call it a 100 pet because that's still 100 times global. And so when these do hit, they can hit really big. Most people don't hunt them because they don't drop anything that's really of value that people want. I mean, like we get some of these singles, muscle oil, green CDs, which have some markup, but they're not that sought after. Before they used to drop silver flasks much more often. Uh, I don't get them. I'm not sure if I got them at all last time, but if I did, it was extremely rare. And you see that we've killed, I don't know, almost 100 now, and we haven't got a single one. And so they made that piece much more rare. And so it's nice because it's nonstop killing with no healing. And so you can use a skill pill and focus on whatever particular combat style you're trying to work up. For us, that's the Rifleman. Obviously, we're using the Amatrax 20 right now. And I just got this one because it was reasonable DPS, and it had much lower markup than the other ones. Someone had put it in for 110% markup or so, and so the other ones are typically 120-ish. And so I was just like, well, yeah, let's grab that one too. So I grabbed a 30 and a 20. And obviously the 30 would kill these guys faster, but there's not much point in using the bigger gun. We'll save it for something more entertaining. Maybe we'll get a chance to go do virus kongs. I haven't killed a virus kong in a couple of years now. They're down in the hell, I believe. And I used to hunt them with like a Pyro 1 chip, so the laser rifle 30 ought to shred them. Um, but we might push that off too until they codex. There's no quest to kill them or anything of that nature. I just thought it would be fun. So we might do it anyway because it might be fun. Plus, I actually don't know what they drop. I assume they're covered under animal looting, but maybe they're mutants. Now I'm kind of curious. So we might be doing this just because I'm curious now. On top of that, it'll be fun. So yeah, we might be adding that to the docket, so to speak. But the returns are definitely not amazing on haters. And so you're not going to come hunt these and get rich in any capacity. It's nice to work through the quest for the skills, um, and to push it on to the last level if you can for when Codex comes out. So you really get to double dip for the longest period of time. Where you had to kill like 10,000 of these, but you're like, hey, I'm gonna wait for the Codex to come out. Then you get Codex skill for killing 10,000. You get the skill you were gonna get for killing 10,000 anyway. You'll get all of the attribute bonus boosts for all the Codex that you're gonna get for killing those 10,000. And so you just get a different value if you're able to do that on a per kill level. And so that's been kind of my goal with Rocktopia since it's the last planet. Two codex. All the other planets and moons have codex already. We are getting a fair amount of these basic wood extractors, though. And so that's always a bonus. That has good markup, I believe. Let's double check before I say for sure. They do not really have good markup. I misspoke. So it's the stage 5, the kill 10,000 mission that has the evade reward. The stage 3, the one we're on, has a club reward, a short blade reward, or a cryogenics reward. But the cryo reward is half the value of the club reward, which is like two-thirds the value of the short blades. So you get the most skill if you go the short blade route after killing these 1,000, which is probably what we'll do. Not going to hurt us to be able to use some daggers, I suppose. But we also have a long way to push up, obviously, before the codex happens. Luckily, the March update has already happened, and so I think we have pretty solid a couple months, um, so we don't have to do it all in a single grind, so to speak. But it does definitely kind of puts us on a timetable. Well, that was a couple of okay hits there. 2.5 ped, and then 2 ped, 5 ped, almost 6. Yeah, even the critical hits aren't that big of a deal. A whopping 4 points there on his mega critical. Well, it sounds like one of them shooting and killing one of them. So one of the sweaters, I think, has finished sweating their mob. It sounded like they were using like a pistol type gun. So it'll take them a second to rip through 300 hit points. My bet is the guy closest to me. I don't think I'd hear the other guy's gun. Oh, I think he went and grabbed the one behind me. That's pretty epic. That will work in our favor. We won't have to worry about that when aggroing. Everything will be down the street now. Until it does that, which we're going to stand in the crosswalk here to hate on these haters. Ooh, skill boost. What sort of skill boost we talking about? 30%? An extra 30% for 10 minutes? That's not bad at all. Let's get some skills. Too bad my scopes or my sights broke. We'd really be raking in some skills now. Between the 10% and the 50%. So I think we're going to push up and get to the 400. Um, for sure, we're going to kill another 22 and get to that 400. I was kind of hoping to go a little higher, but I kind of want to keep this a small hunt as well. So we'll see where the dice fall on that one here. As we get close to this 400, we'll probably just stop at the 400, to be honest. Well, that was a nice hit, 7 ped. And I like wool. I use that on to craft on Cyrene. I don't know that I'll transport it. It's not worth the risk, but it's nice that it wasn't all shrapnel, basically. What's the markup on these tier 1 components? We've got a few of them now. Not amazing, not horrible. Alright, so that's not too bad. The other beauty to the haters is they don't regenerate, like at all. And so you can use whatever gun you want. If you want to sit there for 3 minutes shooting it with a 1 damage gun, I'm I'm not going to do that, but you got that as an option. Because there's no regeneration. It's not like you have to achieve a certain DPS to kill it. Well, we've hit our 400 mark, but I really don't want to stop with that skill boost still going so strong. And so we'll kill a few more, I think. I want to at least use most of it. And being a little closer to the end of the kill 1000 side of this mission to activate the kill 5000 um, won't hurt us. So we'll extend this on a little bit. Maybe we'll boost it up to 450 or so. I think 500 might be a little bit of a stretch. We'll see how long this, or see where we're at when this skill, um, when that second skill boost ends, or is getting close to being over. Well, it looks like we've used up most of that skill boost now. And we were getting some pretty good skills there, I thought. All right, we'll kill this one and one more. We'll stop at 425. We'll stop hating on the haters now till we get till later when we hate on them again. Oh, that was a nice hit. That was a nice one to kind of end on. All right, and we're gonna drop our stuff in the storage here. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.